And welcome back, everyone, to part 3 of What if Midoriya had a present mic like Quirk. So, we left off with after the sports festival, where there was some changes brought up. We still had Bakugo versus Shoto, but in this version, Shoto did, in fact, win, mostly because he wasn't being psychologically hampered by the whole scenario with Midoriya, because Midoriya actually lost this version. Shinso also got to basically give a bit more of a demonstration of his abilities and just show what he was capable of doing, which was very useful for him. So we catch up now to the not aftermath, but after what happens there. All Might, I should note, has determined that Mirio would be the successor for One for All. So there you go there. So that right out the gate, there is no Gran Torino taking a Midoriya scenario here. Instead, it would actually be President Mike, who basically would take Midoriya in because they have a very similar quirk. So it makes sense that Mike would want to try to help Midoriya achieve his potential. That potential with his quirk. But before that, we have the ever important, ever crucial question every hero must answer. What is your name? What is your hero name? Now, with Midoriya, I think the name Boomburst is a really good name. Because, like I said, his quirk's name is... Crap, what did I call... not Tunnel. I've been saying it for the last 2 videos. Boomburst is the name he's going to have as a hero. Not Wind Tunnel. Oh, someone remind me what I named the quirk. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what I named it. I'm going to take like a few more seconds to try to remember right here. Not Tunnel. It's Echo Chamber. That was it. Echo Chamber. That was the name I had named the quirk. So with his Echo Chamber quirk, he goes to train and do his work study with President Mike. I was about to say with All for One. I'm like, how the hell does that work? With President Mike. And he meets up with President Mike. Hey there, little dude. All right. It's like, thanks, President Mike. This is a real honor. I mean, I haven't really met anyone else with quirks like mine besides yours, so I've always really looked up to you. Hey, who's that to look up to? I'm amazing, kid. So what's our work study gonna be? Well, it's like twofold. One, I'm going to help you get a little bit more control and see what we can do with that quirk of yours. Sound-based quirks like ours aren't very common, kid. So, whenever I see someone with that quirk, I just want to try to make them reach their full potential. Okay, cool. But more than anything else, your second and maybe even bigger lesson, public relations. Huh? That's right. A hero's got to know how to interact with the public, kid. And as the MC of the UA, yeah, as the MC of UA, there's no one better than yours truly to teach you how. So that would be a lot of Midoriya just like, all right, now, all right, present yourself and remember to project confidence. Confidence, no more confidence. Come on, let them hear the pipes. But I can't. I mean, you've got the mute on there. Come on, buddy. And so, yeah, that would actually be a lot of Midoriya's training, but also working with his quirk. And even President Mike explains, like, the biggest thing about our quirks is we run out of juice too fast. Juice? Yeah, unlike other quirks have physical limitations, just like any other physical ability. In our case, we run out of air too quick. That's why one of the big things you need to train in is lung capacity, kid. Take me, for example. I normally only hold my attack for a few seconds at a time, but if I want to, I can go a straight minute without tiring. I was like, really? So tell me, how long do you think you could hold yours for? I don't know, 20, maybe 30 seconds? Oh, not bad. Of course, your quirk doesn't work quite as well, quite like mine does. From what I understand, your Echo Chamber quirk just keeps increasing no matter what, no matter how soft or loud you're screaming for. Yeah, that's right. My quirk, no matter what volume I start at, it'll just keep increasing until it gets to the maximum. If I start at really? Yeah, all right then. Well, we're just going to have to practice with it, aren't we? And so That's what they're doing. Beyond that, though, he does look at Midoriya's muter. He's like, so tell me, this muffler of yours, is it only designed to hold your, to keep your voice back to talk normally? It can do other things. Well, it's got an on and off switch. It's really the only reason I've used it. Tell you what. And wait, what are you, what are you doing? I can't. So, I'm gonna do a little, I'm gonna take this so you have the schematics for this game? Well, not on me. Tell you what, let me get the schematics for this, and I'll have the support course whip you up something brand new. And so that's what he does. And essentially what he's doing is he's working on an amplifier for Midoriya. Because while his quirk automatically amplifies his voice just guaranteed till he stops, you now add an amplifier on it like what Mike has. And not only are you just starting at a higher decibel level of power, you're now getting to levels of destruction that are insane. Unfortunately, Midoriya's, I think heard someone bring up the idea that's Midoriya like hitting certain frequencies. That's not something this quirk can do very well. If he like tried to very short bursts of sound, like boom, boom, like trying to like get his pitch right, maybe he could do it. But that's just not what his quirk can't hit like certain frequencies to just shatter something because of the frequency. Now, that being said, if it gets loud enough, it's still going to shatter glass, stone, all that. That's just the power of decibels. But it's not something that's going to hit pitch perfect frequencies, unfortunately. And so Midoriya spends his work study doing that. Unfortunately, as a lot of people have kind of wondered, and not for this particular one, but in other past My Heroes, this is the Hero Killer Stain arc. And as long as I've always contended, as long as Midoriya is within the city, he should be able to find Ida and save his life, and all that goes well. Unfortunately, there's actually, unless I just decide to throw him and Present Mike into the city, which doesn't actually make sense because the only heroes that were actually in the city in terms of the Class 1A that were able to help were Endeavor, were Ida, and his big words here, his work study hero, and Midoriya with Gran Torino. There's a reason those are the only three that showed up. I could put Midoriya there, and then maybe in some other versions I will, just to keep Ida alive, but for the sake of trying something different than the story and looking at it just kind of as it is, there's no one there to save Ida in time. Now, was Stain, I guess we got to ask the question too, was Stain really going to kill Ida, or was he maybe just going to maim him? Because he is a kid. Honestly, I think he was going to kill Ida. I mean, granted, he was going to just leave Ida alone when he, like, paralyzed him. But then Ida kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and yeah, he was going to kill Ida. At the very minimum, he was going to maim him. But no, Stain doesn't really care if you're a kid or not. If you identify as a hero and don't live up to what his ideals of a hero are, you're dead. That's why he didn't kill Midoriya, or want to kill, or try to kill Midoriya, because he actually saw those qualities that he saw in All Might. It's like, you have potential. I'll let you live. Like, that's what happened with that. Unfortunately, Ida is not that. And yeah. And Ida's, and so Ida's just like, no, I am a Jenny, but I will, yeah. And so he, unfortunately, Ida's just ended, like, there in cold, and just ruthlessly. And unfortunately, this means that Native, the other hero, is killed. And I can't remember, the hero he was with was not there. Native was killed also. But because there was a little delay there, and because the no-moves are out and about, I do think Stain still gets caught on this night. I think it's actually Endeavor who probably does it, because Stain isn't done killing heroes. Stain's going to kill as many heroes as he can. And we know Endeavor and Shoto were out and about there. Or out and about in the area, roughly. And so I imagine I could see first off, I don't remember the name of he was the guy who could manipulate water. I know that. And so he ultimately finds Ida after like saving civilians, and he's just mortified. Edith, Ida, no, Ida. And he is just like, yeah, he's. Let me put it this way. I don't know if he would have stabbed. That's a good question. You think he would have stabbed him through the head, the neck, the chest? Where do you think he was aiming with that blade? Because theoretically, if he stabs him through the neck or the chest, Ida could theoretically still live that, depending on where he hits him. He stabs him through the head, there's no coming back from that. I mean, unless you're a Nomu. And even then, that's debatable. Very few individuals have a quirk strong enough to survive a blade through the head. But, yeah, so Stain probably comes back to as maybe he's radioing in for that hero is radioing in for someone to get medical assistance now. Stain sees another hero. It's like another faker. I've got eyes on the hero killer. He said, so he tries to go after this guy, but who luckily is I don't think they were quite near a hydrant, but you know what? Screw it. To give him a chance against him, he just kind of like blasts him with some water. And luckily, we know he can manipulate. He's basically a waterbender, is what his quirk is. That's how Aizawa was able to keep his quirk activator so long in the fight against Deku and Shigaraki during the paramilitary, I think it was, invasion on the hospital, and then past that, it's because he kept his eyes hydrated. So, which is, by the way, not how that actually works. Because if you've ever tried to keep your eyes open in water, that's not easy to do actually, because water has a bunch of other stuff in there, causes your eyes to burn. Chlorine, for example, in like a pool will do that. Even just normal water in a stream will do that. And salt water, oof. So that's not really how that works. Aizawa was still probably fighting the urge to blink that whole time, but whatever. And eventually, this leads to Shoto and Endeavor showing up, saying, "Hero killer, Endeavor," and then just kind of, unfortunately, while we know with Shoto he was able to kind of swipe his flames around away a little bit. It's, truth be told, he just doesn't have a skill set designed for that. And so he gets partially roasted. Eventually, Endeavor and, again, I can't remember the name of the other hero, but kind of put him down. And Shoto even helps with his ice, kind of, nice work, Shoto. And then Shoto, what is it? What? And Shoto's actually wide and Ida. That's even Endeavor for all, because Endeavor isn't evil. Was he grossly misguided? Yep. Early Endeavor, mind you, before All Might retired. Was he grossly misguided? Yep. Was he abusive? Yeah. Was he cruel to some degree? Absolutely. But it all came from insecurity. It all came from just wanting something better. And it manifested in a way that was just unhealthy and toxic. But he grew past that. He did grow past that as an individual, Endeavor. And he ultimately turned not like a pure-hearted individual. God, no. But as a decent person, yeah, Endeavor turned out to be a decent person in the end. So when he sees a kid, someone Shoto knows, and a kid, a UA student, dead on the ground, as like, Amy's going up, even Endeavor has nothing to say to that. Just like, damn it, he would go so far as to take a life of a child, of a kid, someone who would just aspire to do the best they could. And I can see Stain just like, yeah, he wanted to be a hero, but he was a fake like the rest of you. Like his eye, he's still stuck in the ice there. And then the authorities are, you really think? And then the size comes out. It's all or nothing, Endeavor. You and me. And then Endeavor just knocks his ass straight out. Monster. Take him away. And so, yeah. So everyone had a good work study except for two people. And that news hits everyone. Like, they get back to the classroom and they see Aizawa there, but Aizawa is not, I mean, Aizawa is always kind of stoic. He's always kind of mellow or whatever, but he's actually sitting, and he's got in like the it's like, everyone take a seat. It's like, everyone take a seat. You'll need to hear this. But yeah, where's Ida? On last whatever however many days it was before they came back to class, Tenya Ida, life was taken in the active duty and during his work study. So and everyone's just like, what? The hero killer claimed his life. Though from the little we know about, from the little we can grasp the situation, it Ida went on its own to try to claim revenge, try to claim some sort of vengeance against what happened to his brother Ingenium. Unfortunately, it ended in him finding the hero killer and losing his life. And everyone is just like, it's like, no. And, some people got some tears going in their eyes. Momo certainly is just, like, super upset about this. Deku is just like, Ida. And even someone like Bakugo, who has made fun of people, including Ida, before, probably has nothing to say on this. Like, he's not going to just talk shit about someone who just died. I mean, to be fair, early Bakugo might have, but Bakugo is, I would assume, has enough tact not to do that. But I could actually see a moment that he was Ida. Ida was an idiot. To try to take on a hero killer or to try to take on the hero killer, that he was an idiot, and that's where Deku, of all people, gets right in his face and doesn't even blast him. Bakugo's probably got his back to it. Is that only a fool would have been? But this is where Deku just, boom, smashes him as hard as he can. Shut up, Bakugo, just for once in your god life, just shut the hell up. And Bakugo's like, you little, or actually, it could be Bakugo. It's like, you son of a Deku, and Deku just takes him out. I was like, for once in your life, Bakugo, shut the hell up. And Bakugo's like, it's like, he's dead. He's dead, okay? And you're going to just talk trash about him? He was our classmate, our friend, and you're going to just act like that? It's no one. It's like, yeah, and Deku just have it. You want to be and you're trying to be a hero? And just does like, you're trying to be a hero. What a joke. And just Deku just walks off. Bakugo's like, you little, and Bakugo heard that and it did hit, but he's also someone who's got such a hair triggered like temper. It's like, you little, and he's about to maybe try to go after Midoriya until a couple of them step in. Like I could definitely see Tokiyama stepping in. I could even see Uraraka stepping in. I could see a good few of them stepping in. Saying, no, you want to go after him? You go through us right now. Not the time. And it's like you've always been an asshole, but that was beyond callous. And to be fair, it is probably Bakugo, his method of trying to cope, being like trying to like not justify the means, but like in his head rationalize what Ida would have been like. That was a stupid thing for him to do. Like, he's upset about it. Like as much as he doesn't like people, he wouldn't let someone die per se. That it's his way of saying he was stupid if he had just waited for maybe backup or something like that. Basically, he's saying if I had been there, I could have done something. Unfortunately, it's Bakugo, and when it comes to things like this, he's not the most skillful. So it came out like him being an asshole, and it was still him being an asshole. And Deku finally, and Deku goes and he takes his time to mourn his friend. And he honestly was probably one of his closer friends within Class 1A. I mean, he's certainly friendly with everyone in his class, but definitely Ida was closer to that, more certainly. This leads to All Might showing up. It's like, I heard about Ida. It's like, yeah, sorry, no, it's fine, Midoriya. And to be fair, All Might's probably in his buff form right now because he's probably never seen All Might out of buff form. Well, unfortunately, Ida, unfortunately, from everything we understand, it's a tragic loss when any life's taken, but a student. I won't try to imagine what you're going through, Midoriya. I've lost more than my fair share of comrades as well. But unfortunately, Ida made his choice. And right or wrong, he made his choice. And unfortunately, every choice has consequences. And Deku's a little taken back by this too. It's like, I'm not blaming Ida for what he did. Ida did not take his own life. No, that was the hero killer who did it. But that doesn't mean that Ida. That doesn't. I say this because I say this as a warning to anyone, and to think about the consequences of their actions before they do it. You're all young. You have so much potential and good you can add to this world. You don't need you. It's a shame when something gets thrown away like that. I don't want to see that happen to you, to anyone in this in this school. And he in All Might is like, man, I really suck at this. But ultimately, Deku does grasp what he's saying. It's like Ida had some as minor as, again, Ida's not the one who took his life. Stain took his life. Stain didn't have to take his life, but he did it. But Ida did go out of his way to look for Stain, and there's got to be, you just got to be understood that those are the consequences of action sometimes, and it all comes around. And so we catch up. I'm going to simplify the coming up part real quick. Well, not simplify this, but their graduation match. Now, in that time, the Class 1A has been given a little reprieve from classes to mourn. And to fill in the Class 1A spot, Shinso will show up. But I don't think it'd be right now. It would be after say, the All Might versus All for One rematch. So so everyone still basically is having the same, think words here, the same teachers they're going up against in the original as they did previously. Save for, and I can never remember the guy with the tail, but save for him, because you're just so plain dang ordinary. I could see you throwing him against, like, say, Ectoplasm or something like that, or was it Rescue? That's his name. Anyway, but then you get Bakugo and Midoriya, and Bakugo and Midoriya are kind of just, they are not really talking very much with each other after the blow up they had on each other. And finally, Midoriya's like, all right, look, we got to think of some sort of plan. Just leave me alone. I'll take care of it myself. I was like, no, look, I get it. We do not want to be around each other right now, but we're going up against All Might. We got to. I said, shut up! What the hell? I said, I'll take care of it myself. I don't need you. I don't need anyone. It's like, oh, you idiot! This is what you're still acting like this after everything that's happened. Haven't you figured it out? And he's about to say, we need to help each other. And say, make way, hero! And that's where All Might shows up. And Midoriya gets kind of thrown into the ground, and obviously Bakugo fails. I don't need his help. It's like, so long as you have no regrets. And Midoriya turns his muffler off and turns the amplifier on. He's just covered. He's like, I can even feel the vibration in my body. That new amplifier President Mike gave him really is something. Along with his already impressive Quirk, he could really be a problem. He could really be a threat. He'll be quite the threatening hero indeed. Well then, I suppose I shouldn't disappoint. And this is where Bakugo and him finally have the agreement to work together. But there's also the fact that, shut up, Midoriya! And you can actually see a little bit of tears in Bakugo's eyes. What you said. I'm not worthy of being here. You think that's all there? You think that really is all there is? Well, that's all you ever show. That's what you talked about. What you just throw away Ida like that? After he just died? It's like, he's an idiot because I wasn't there to help him. Don't you get it? Or actually, it'd probably be first. Do you get it? I called him an idiot because I wasn't there to help him. And then that's where Midoriya realizes, you blame yourself. Look, I may not get along with any of you. That doesn't mean I'd ever leave you, and I may hate your guts, Midoriya. But that doesn't mean in the crisis I'd ever leave any of you actually hanging. Because that's not what a hero does, damn it. A hero wins, no matter what. And you can see And you can see Bakugo actually kind of showing a legit concern for a change. He's like, fine, then then Midoriya just looks at him, just seeing his old school friend, seeing a little bit of that still there, Kazai's and just goes and looks like, well, what? If that's what a hero does, and he just holds out his hand, then let's go win. And Bakugo just sees him. He actually does get him, kind of like that, kind of like, and so they come out again. Midoriya hits him with the grenade blast, and obviously that doesn't do much to All Might. All Might nearly shatters Midoriya's back, but he holds back just enough. Bakugo then throws him. Midoriya, though, just blasts All Might again to sand. And he like reaches out his hand to Bakugo, and just aims for the ground. Just blasts himself off. It's like, definitely gonna need a recovery girl on that one. Can barely hear anything. And so the day ends. Obviously, Shigaraki shows up, does the whole, you're that kid from the sports festival, huh? Well, actually, he probably doesn't have any interest in Midoriya in this version, because A, he doesn't have one for all, and B, Midoriya lost that first match. So Shinso probably is like I said, will be a part of Class 1A after this. Oh, that's a good question. Does Shigaraki actually even bother with anyone at the mall here? It's a good question. Like, maybe he sees Deku and just sees, I recognize him from the sports festival. Hey, you're from the sports festival. Not too. It was sucks what happened to you, but that kid's quirk was pretty unique. Yeah, I didn't. And just like, if I put one more finger on your throat, it's gonna just, it's not gonna end well for you. Come on, let's get into it. And unfortunately, Midoriya's quirk wouldn't help him here because he's got to face. First off, he'd have to turn the muffler off, and second, he'd have to face Shigaraki, and he can't do that. Ultimately, it would end with Shigaraki leaving. They go for their training, for their quirk training. Midoriya is working on his lung capacity. Unfortunately, Iida's not there, but his quirk is still very powerful. He ends up just being like out of breath. By the time he's done work training with quirk, he's probably like up to 45 seconds for a really long, powerful scream. Unfortunately, when Muscular comes up, Deku is in a lot of trouble because he's physically not. I mean, he's not in bad shape or anything, but he's just a teenager. Like, he's not designed to take on someone like this. He doesn't have one for all. He doesn't have any sort of physical enhancement quirk. All he has is a sound-based quirk, which luckily can help here because the vibrations of the sound can screw up his Muscular's muscle structure, as did, I can't remember the other kid from the other academy who had a vibration-based quirk, but we know that actually screwed up his muscles a bit. But more to the point, Midoriya is like, gets grunted. I guess I'm just going to have to make you go pop, kid. And Midoriya's like, yeah. It's like, oh, man, this is fun. Can't wait to see your head go. It's like, and all of a sudden, Midoriya's like, hey, I got something. What? Final last word. And it's like, huh, what's that, kid? And Muscular, haven't been paying attention this whole time. Just all of a sudden, Midoriya just grabs his pretty big ears and just point blanks that shit, and Muscular's too shooken up. Basically, it seizes Muscular up. Enough sound can basically seize you up, and that's like that. Literally, just he's blowing out Muscular's eardrums, and honestly, he could literally kill Muscular here. That much sound, point blank range, getting stronger and stronger by decibel. Oh, he could literally blow his head off in theory. Just and Midoriya doesn't stop until he sees his eyes go just straight white, just roll in the back of his head. Just, and Midoriya's body's nearly broken like before. He barely has use of his legs, but he's still able to get Code out of there. Meanwhile, Muscular's just like I wouldn't say Muscular's dead. Muscular's a tough SOB. But I will say he's probably down for the count. And he might even have like little like physical brain damage from that. I wouldn't call him a vegetable, but he's probably just like more like it's probably the equivalent of like a stroke, like times 10. So he's probably just like half his brain is just kind of shot. And so when the authorities catch Muscular, they say, "What happens?" Like I was about to kill me, and then Coda, I had no choice. I I just screamed as loud as I could, point blank in his face. It's like, holy crap. Like, this guy's, he's alive, but he's going to have some brain damage. And I don't know if he's ever going to be able to remember. I don't know if he's going to have any memories of this. Like, holy crap. Toga would still probably be attracted to Deku. We know Bakugo had captured. He never doesn't join in the whole mission to get Bakugo. And then All Might and All for One have their match again. All Might's in a better shape here than he was in the original because he was able to hold on to One for All longer, but he still probably uses up all but maybe one of his punches, and he goes down. And in between there, we have Shinso introduced to Class 1A. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's the end of Part 3, and I'll see you next time for Part 4.